Hey everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Alex, and if you have been here for a while, welcome to my new home. I have moved again. Today I have prepared something a little bit different. I have actually prepared a little morning routine for us. So this is something you can do in the morning or in the evening or in your work break if you work from home, just to kind of relax your body a little bit. You don't need any kind of equipment. All you need is a little bit of space and a mat if you have. If not, you don't even need a mat. If you have a block, you can go and grab it. If not, that's fine as well. And I've actually made myself a cup of coffee just to make this moment extra nice. I'm not going to be playing any music, so if you would like to play some music in the background, you're welcome to. Otherwise, let's get started. I'm just going to start on all fours. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to be arching my back, looking up with my head. Exhaling, looking down with my head, rounding my back as much as I can up to the ceiling, pushing away with my hands. And we inhale and arch again. And round. So this is just to warm up our spine a little bit. We're going to go in circles. So my head goes in the opposite direction of my lower back. And I try to make my circle as big as I can. Super nice and slow. And we're going to be changing directions. If you're getting a little bit dizzy, just make your circles a little bit smaller. And we're going to stop in the middle. And we're going to side bend. So I try to touch my shoulder to my hip. So I'm trying to bring these two as close together as I can. And the other side. And two more. Really nice and slow at your own pace. We're going to be coming back to the middle, coming slowly up to a downward facing dog. And we're going to start with just walking our feet. If you like, you can be twisting your upper body like I do. So I twist to one side and then to the other. It just gives me a little bit more of a stretch through my shoulders. And we're going to stop in the middle, doing small circles with my shoulders only. So for now, we're just gently warming up to do a little bit of stretching. The other way around. If you want, you can stay down here in your downward facing dog. If this is too hard, you can be coming down to your knees. And from here, one leg is going to go to the middle, and I'm going to be lifting my leg up as high as I can and down. So we're just going to do a few repetitions to wake up our muscles. Let's go for 7 more. 3, 2, 1. Switching legs. So we don't need to be lifting our leg up as high as we can. We don't want the bottom leg to stretch too much since we've just woken up. So let's go for 5 more, just as high as you feel like. 3, 2, 1. Both legs together again, coming down to our knees. And we're going to do a little bit active work for our shoulders. So on all fours, I'm going to be reaching my hand up, palm up to the ceiling, lifting up as high as I can, trying not to arch and look up. So I squeeze my core, my head is looking down. I'm just going to go for 10 here as well. 3, 2, 1. We're going to switch hands. Squeezing our core so we're not arching. 3, 2, 1. Hand down. We're going to go for circles. So I'm trying to keep my chest facing down to the ground, lifting my hand up. As big of a circle as I can. We're going to go for 3 more in one direction. We're going to go 4 in the other. Last one. Trying not to twist our chest. 3 more. And last one, switching arms. So 4 forwards and 4 backwards. Last one, the other way. And 4, really nice. We're going to just sit down on our legs for a little bit to get a little bit of a break for our shoulders. Having a sip of tea if you like. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more work for our glutes and hamstrings, and then a little bit more work for our shoulders and back, and then we're going to stretch a little bit. So I'm on all fours, and I'm going to be lifting a straight leg up as high as I can. It's okay if you arch here, that's fine, as long as you're using your muscles in your back to arch, so you don't just kind of force your leg up so high it arches your back. So I can feel it a little bit in my back, mainly in my glutes and my hamstrings. Let's go for 5 more. 3, 2, 1. We're going to keep this leg up, bending, trying to touch our heel to our bum, and extending. Gonna go for 7 more. Last one. Switching, so 10 up and down. 3, 2, 1, and 10 all the way in and out. Three, 2, 1. Very nice. Lying down. Arms in front of us, and we're going to be placing our head down on the ground, and we're going to be lifting up. So we're going to be lifting up, bending, and extending 10 times, and then we're going to stretch. Last one. Very nice. So we're going to start with stretching our upper back. We're not going to be stretching our lower back too much just because we didn't warm it up very much. So I'm standing here, pulling my hands back as much as I can. My ribs here remain on the ground. I'm squeezing my glutes so I don't arch through my lower back. My shoulders go as far back as I can in this position, looking up with our head, squeezing the bum. I want to be thinking about lifting up through our chest as if we're being pulled, or as if we have kind of a string from our chest, lifting us up. And we're just going to stay here for a little while. Very nice. We're going to now come up to our knees. Going to stretch our shoulders, reaching to the front. I'm now arching through my lower back. Looking up with my head, trying to place my chest down on the ground. If you like, you can move your hips a little bit further forward so your hips are not straight over your knees, and this is going to give you a little bit more of a stretch. If you don't feel this one that much, we can be using a block, or you can also be using the edge of a bed or something like here. And we're going to stay here for a little bit. So this shouldn't be super intense just because this is a morning routine. Our bodies are just waking up, so just be nice and gentle. Kind of go to wherever you feel like your body allows you to. Three, two, coming up. We're going to come up, just move a little bit, and we're going to do it one more time. So do whatever feels comfortable. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to come down into our stretch. Three, two, and one. Coming up. Very nice. We're going to do a little bit for our legs now. So we're going to start with the pigeon pose. So I'm on my knees. One leg comes to the front. My foot goes to my front hand. And the higher your foot is, the more difficult this kind of is. So if you feel it's very hard to sit down, I have really tight glutes, so it's very difficult for me. I'm going to be moving my foot a little bit further down. Sitting down, and I really want to be focusing, rather than sitting on this glute here, I want to make sure that the thigh of the back leg is down in the ground. And we're just going to stay here for a little bit. If you want to make this stretch more intense, you can be coming down. If you don't feel this stretch, you can be bringing your foot higher up. Then we're going to come slowly out into a lunge. So we're bringing this foot back to its kind of side of the mat. And from here, I'm going to be lunging down. If you like, you can be using a block or something for support. Coming up. Just breathing nice and slow, and really think about pushing our hips down to the ground as much as we feel like we can at this time of the day. And straightening our leg, arching our back as much as we can. And we really want to be thinking about trying to touch our stomach to our thigh rather than head to knee here. So I'm looking up, thinking about pulling my foot back. Very nice. We're going to switch legs. And for this leg, we're going to start with our hamstring stretch. So we're just here. You can decide if you want to be pointing or flexing your foot. If you flex your foot, it just gives you a bit more of a stretch through your calf. And we're going to be coming into a lunge, making sure that our bottom foot is in front of our leg, in front of our knee, coming down as far as we can. And straightening our leg, moving our foot to our hand, coming down into our pigeon pose. Really thinking about this part of your leg being down in the ground. If you can't quite do that, you can actually use a block to put it under your bent leg, and it just makes the stretch a little bit less intense. If you don't feel it much, you can be pulling your foot higher and higher up. If you want this stretch to be more intense, we're going to be coming down. And coming slowly up. So this was all I had for today. I hope you feel a little bit more awake, and I hope this is going to bring a good start to your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.